What's up, everyone? It is the 19th of July, 2024. My name is Derek, and welcome back. In this video, we're going to be talking about the death of Joe Jellybean Bryant, the father of the legendary Kobe. News broke the other day that Jellybean has passed away at the age of 69. Now, this number here leads us into a huge riddle connecting Joe Bryant to the passing of his son. Also, Michael Jordan, the Hall of Famer from the Chicago Bulls. And we're also going to look at how this syncs up with Donald Trump and a pair of sneakers that he unveiled back in February in the city of Philadelphia. So Joe Bryant dead at the age of 69. The number 690 in Latin Gematria is the value of the name Kobe Bryant. This, the Latin or Agrippa's key method of Gematria, which I consider to be the most significant. And this is, of course, related to the standard English cipher, which we'll also be reviewing in this video. All based on the base 4 methods of Gematria, starting with the alphabetic order. Either reversing or reducing the digits gives us the numeric value associated with that name or phrase. So 690. Now, back when Kobe passed away in January of 2020, the very next month was the 69th edition of the NBA All-Star Game. And this was the first time that the Kobe Bryant Award was issued. That was the name of the All-Star Game MVP that was changed for that game. Now, the winner of that Kobe Bryant trophy was Kawhi Leonard, whose numerology is actually synced up with the death of Jellybean, as we'll see. Notice how the name Kawhi Leonard gives us a reduction value of 58. 58 is the ordinal gematria of the word star, and later in this video we're going to look at a strong star riddle that connects all of these men. Earlier this year, in February, a Kobe Bryant statue was unveiled in Los Angeles outside of the Crypto.com arena. And this was unveiled on February 8th, just 9 days before Trump unveiled these golden sneakers in Kobe's hometown of Philadelphia. Now, if you want to learn more about these shoes, go ahead and give Cody's channel a look, as this video is linked down below in the description, and explains why Trump was so obsessed about his shoes after allegedly getting his ear blown off over in Butler, Pennsylvania. Really good video, and it's absolutely connected to what happened with Jellybean this past week. Measuring from the date this statue was unveiled to the death of Jellybean Bryant was 5 months and 8 days. And in reduction, Jellybean Bryant equals 58. He's the father of Kobe Bryant, both father and Kobe Bryant, each with 58 gematria as well. So we'll come back to that number later, but what I first want to look at is where this All-Star Game was. A month after Kobe died, the NBA held its All-Star Game on the 88th meridian in the city of Chicago. And this was the first time that Chicago hosted the All-Star Game since the year 88. On the date of that game, Jellybean Bryant was exactly 808 lunar phases old. A lunar phase measuring the time from new moon to new moon. Now we've learned that he passed away from a stroke. In the alphabetic order, the word stroke equals 88. And this is a number that connects him to Trump. Trump is 88, while Donald J. Trump is 888. In the city of Chicago, of course, when it comes to basketball, most people think of Michael Jordan, perhaps the greatest of all time, 6-time NBA champion. But Michael Jordan was also a strong businessman and still is. And he's responsible for the best-selling sneaker of all time, the Air Jordan. On the date that Kobe scored 81 points in his 666th game, Michael Jordan was exactly 2,240 weeks old. And using capital letters, a cipher called capitals mixed, which maintains the alphabetic order, but mixes in capital letters with small letters, the names Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant both have gematria of 224. And the statue that was unveiled is Kobe's pose at the end of that game after scoring 81 points in his 666th game. We'll talk a little bit more about that as well. So now Trump taking his hand at selling sneakers. And back in February, just 9 days after Kobe's statue, he unveiled these golden sneakers in Philadelphia. So Kawhi wins the Kobe Bryant Award in Chicago, where Michael Jordan played. And then Donald Trump revealing these shoes in the birthplace of Kobe on February 17th, which was the birthday of Michael Jordan. Donald Trump was born exactly 223 sidereal months before Michael Jordan. And then when he unveiled his sneakers, it was on Jordan's 61st birthday. In Gematria, the city of Philadelphia sums to both 223 and 61. The name Donald, also with this 223 Gematria, using capital letters. So it's no wonder that this was the perfect place for Donald Trump to unveil those new shoes over at SneakerCon in the city of Philadelphia. And once again, a sidereal month measures the time it takes the moon to orbit the Earth. This is a little bit different than a lunar phase or synodic month, which goes from new moon to new moon. These shoes are even called the Never Surrender High Tops. And we see this name on the website that now says it's sold out. I'm sure a lot of people scrambled to buy these after what happened this weekend, no doubt. Unveiled on Michael Jordan's birthday. But when you run the gematria of the Never Surrender High Tops, notice how it sums to 321 in the alphabetic order, matching the Latin value of sneakers. Well, Donald Trump was born exactly 32 years and 10 weeks before Kobe Bean Bryant, whose name also sums to 321. Let's go back to the post here. Jelly Bean Bryant, dead on a date with 67 and 31 numerology. This is the same numerology that we had when Kobe died back on January 26th of 2020. And the number 67, the Latin value of Kobe. His nickname Black Mamba, which does appear on the statue that was unveiled. Of course, the people here are blocking it, but it's down there. Black Mamba and Calabasas, the city where he died, also both summing to 67. But July 16th had another number associated with it that popped out, because this year, being a leap year, it was the 198th day of the year. In Sumerian gematria, the alphabetic order times 6, the name Kobe equals 198. 198 is the ordinal value of President Trump and the Latin value of the word beast. And if you saw my video from earlier this week, this video focuses on the beast riddle with Donald Trump. With the head wound, healing, leaving everybody in wonder. 198 also connected to Statue of Liberty. And down in the description below, you'll see a video I made talking about how there was a big Statue of Liberty riddle with Kobe Bryant's statue in Los Angeles. On February 8th, when that statue was introduced, it was 113 days after Kobe's father's birthday. 113 days, also 3 months and 3 weeks. And this all connects to the gematria of Kobe Bryant. Both Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan with ordinal gematria of 113. In fact, Jelly Bean's full name, Joseph Washington Bryant, also sums to 113 and 311, while Kobe on its own sums to 33 in ordinal. Now, Jelly Bean has passed away 3 months and 3 days before his upcoming birthday. He also died a span of 33 days after Trump's birthday. Notice how Kobe Bean Bryant has double gematria of 81. This matches President Trump, which is 81 in multiple reduction methods, just like Mark of the Beast 81. And this statue commemorates Kobe's second highest total in one NBA game in history, 81 points. On the date of that game, check out Trump's age, 3,110 weeks, matching the 113 and 311 values that we get in the gematria of all of these players. The name Donald Trump even has matching 589 gematria with Jelly Bean. Notice how this 589 for Jelly Bean comes out of the Fibonacci cipher. And if you see Cody's video, you'll see how this all has to do with the Fibonacci spiral, the golden ratio. In fact, President is a supermatch with Joe Bryant. Joe Bryant was born during Brown Lunation 393, which matches the Latin value of president. Trump unveiled his golden sneakers on Michael Jordan's 61st birthday. Well, the name Joseph Washington Bryant equals 283, which is the 61st prime number. The name Bryant in that Fibonacci cipher also equals 283. And shout out to Southpaw in the chat, who just pointed out that Jelly Bean was drafted by the Golden State Warriors, which I must have missed because I was only looking at his career here, starting with Philadelphia, where Kobe was born. But I imagine if you go down to his NBA career, well, I'm terrible at looking at Wikipedia, so yeah, drafted by the Golden State Warriors. So thanks for that. Huge, because Golden State, the golden ratio, all very connected. Also notice the digits in Michael Jordan's age when Jelly Bean died. You have the 243, which is Kobe Bean Bryant in reverse. And Michael Jordan also turned 737 months old on that date, meaning it was the first day of his 738th month. The name Kobe Bean Bryant equals 738 in Latin, that being the standard value of Mark of the Beast, 738. Trump was in his 738th lunar phase when Kobe scored 81. The word statue equals 496 in the Latin method. Now, the number 496 is a very special one. As you'll see here, this is a perfect number. One of just a few practical perfect numbers that exists. A perfect number is one whose divisors match the number itself. So you'll see the sum of divisors is double 496, as this is included in the list of divisors. Well, the next perfect number is 8128. Jelly Bean Bryant was born a span of 8 years, 128 days after Donald Trump. Donald Trump shares matching 159 gematria with the name Bryant. And Jelly Bean died 159 days after the statue was unveiled at the Crypto.com arena. Joe Bryant's birthday, October 19th. This has that special 119 sequence that I talked about a lot in my last video. Notice how the name Kobe Bryant sums to 1019 in trigonal numbers. Kobe statue with matching 119 gematria with Donald. Jelly Bean's full name also has matching 563 gematria with Kobe statue. That's the 103rd prime number, which is his name in reduction. And when we wrap this video up, we'll talk about Mercury. Mercury sums to 103. Another question in the chat from Jack about the Latin method. Tell you what, I'll go ahead and answer that at the end of this video. I've talked about it a few times, but I'll talk about it again. Jelly Bean also with matching 1093 gematria with Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which is where Trump unveiled his sneakers. Now, this 1093 brings us to another part of this fun numerical riddle, because 1093 is what we call a star number. Star numbers are... perhaps it would be better to get a graphical representation of what this looks like. Essentially, it's the number of dots it takes to create this six-pointed star. And every time the star gets bigger, you get a new star number. And we talked about how this was connected to the All-Star game from 2020. So this does make sense. Jelly Bean Bryant died 1,633 days after his son Kobe. And the number 1633 is another star number. The 17th star number. Let's talk again about this number 58 that we led the video off with. In standard gematria, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania sums to 1711. 1711 is a triangular number. If you add every number 1 through 58, you get a sum of 1711. The 2020 All-Star Game, which featured the first Kobe Bryant Award, was held on a date with primary numerology of 58. The MVP of that game, Kawhi Leonard, his name equals 58, matching Jelly Bean Bryant and Kobe Bryant. Dead 5 months, 8 days after the statue, like father. Donald John Trump, his full name equals 580 with prime numbers. Trump won the 58th U.S. presidential election after announcing his candidacy from the 58-story Trump Tower. And in fact, when he became president, it was on a date with 58 numerology. But let's talk about how this all comes together a little bit too well. Now, when we write out the word star, not only does it equal 58, but it also equals the 58th prime number, 271. And this is the next huge number in how this all comes together. Jelly Bean Bryant died 271 days after his own birthday. When his son Kobe died in 2020, Joe was exactly 271 Mercurial orbits old. Kobe was born under the sign of Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury. Donald Trump born under Gemini, which is also ruled by the planet Mercury. We mentioned how Kawhi Leonard equals 58. Well, look at Kawhi Leonard's age when Jelly Bean died. 12,071 days. 12071. The word sneaker also sums to 271. These are the same digits in Michael Jordan's birthday, February 17th, 217. February 17th, the same date that Trump unveiled his golden sneakers in Philadelphia. Philadelphia, of course, connected to phi, the golden ratio. Meanwhile, when Kobe Bryant died, Kobe was exactly 172 Mercurial years old. Mercury, the god of transportation, and Kobe being transported to a basketball game when he died. Now, Jelly Bean has died 172 days after the anniversary of his son's death. Both Philadelphia and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania sum to 127, which of course has those same three digits. Next up, I want to talk about the number 666, as this is very important to everything that's been going on. Remember, Trump associated with the Beast Code, Trump 8847, the word beast 88 and 47 as well. Donald Trump spoke at the Republican National Convention last night. And of course, we're in the month of July in the year 24, like 724. 724 is the Latin value of number of the beast. The number of the beast is revealed in the book of Revelation, which equals 1010 in that Latin method. And when Trump gave his speech, Joe Biden was exactly 1010 lunar phases old. And now we're learning that Joe Biden may actually be stepping down as soon as tomorrow, according to some reports. Well, on the date of this speech, Donald Trump, meanwhile, was exactly 1,044 sidereal months old, the other moon measurement. And in Sumerian, number of the beast equals 1,044. Mark of the beast, meanwhile, sums to both 144 and 1404. Now, when Kobe Bryant died in his helicopter crash, helicopter equals 666. Notice how he was the 666th prime number, was in his age, 497 months and 3 days old. Well, the number 4973 is the 666th prime number. Trump unveiling the gold sneaker, which equals 666. Kobe was born 5,666 days after Michael Jordan. Bryant would have been 16,606 days when his statue was unveiled in Los Angeles. For the Great American Eclipse in April, Kobe would have been 16,666 days old. This, of course, another number connected to the moon, which is an average of 238,000 miles from Earth. And the name Michael Jordan with that 238 in reverse. Now, the number 666 is very connected to the number 99. Of course, if you write out 6 plus 6 plus 6, you get the same sum as you do adding 9 plus 9. And a 9 is, of course, an upside-down 6. That eclipse this year fell on the 99th day of a leap year, and it passed over the United States of America, which equals 99, just like America with capital letters. The word star also with this 99 gematria. Jelly Bean passed away 99 days after the Great American Eclipse. Now that stands out because Jelly Bean was exactly 99 Mercurial years older than Kobe. In fact, Joe Bryant was 99 months older than Michael Jordan. But this also connects us to Donald Trump. The 99th prime number is 523. The name Donald Trump equals 523. And when Jelly Bean died, Donald Trump was a span of 28,523 days old. This satanic Gematria cipher, notice how satanic Gematria sums to 666 here. It begins with 36, 666, the 36th triangular. It ends on 61, which is the 18th prime number. 18, the sum of 3 sixes. So what a powerful alignment with Donald Trump, Kobe Bryant, and Jelly Bean. There's a couple more connections here as well. Because when this Kobe statue was unveiled, Michael Jordan was exactly 60 years and 51 weeks old. These are the same digits in Jordan's age when Jelly Bean died, 61 years and 5 months exactly. In Gematria, Jelly Bean, Philadelphia 76ers, statue, and Mercury all sum to 516. Mercury also equals 86. Kobe died the same day he turned 86 Mercurial days old. The word statue matching 86 Gematria with Jelly Bean and Jelly Bean Bryant. So it seems like everything that's been going on with Kobe has also been pointing to the death of his father. Wild stuff. Shout out to Joseph Aquaviva in the chat. Yeah, I mean, it's not even that I care about getting credit for everything. I was just butthurt that not everybody watched my video that I worked so hard on. That's all it was. A couple more things I want to share before I talk about the Latin cipher of Gematria here. I'm going up a couple slides. Trump gave his big speech at the RNC last night in Wisconsin, which equals 1231. Kobe Bryant was born 12 years, 310 days before Kawhi Leonard. And 1231 is the 202nd prime number. Think about how the All-Star game, right after Kobe Bryant died, in the year 2020. So, interesting alignments there. You know, when Kawhi Leonard won the Kobe Bryant trophy at that game, notice how he was 7 months and 18 days after his birthday. And 7/18, that was the date of Trump's speech last night at the convention. A date that's also written 18/7. Republican National equals 187, just like JFK assassination. And of course, the shooting of Trump was all a riddle that circled way back to JFK. One thing I didn't share in my video, which I should have because it was really interesting. To the shooting of JFK, to the shooting of Donald Trump, was 22,150 days. And a whole bunch of my video focused on the riddle with Marcus Brutus. And check out the Gematria of Marcus Junius Brutus's full name. It's 2215. I loved that one. And then, of course, they had the Roman symbolism behind Trump during his speech, it looked like to me. Notice how the name Kawhi Leonard equals 778 in standard Gematria. Why do I point this out? Well, the man who introduced Donald Trump at his speech was Dana White. And the name Dana White sums to 778. The phrase block the sun is 778. That's what happens during an eclipse. 778, the Greek value of the word eclipse. All right, so that was pretty much all I had for the slides. I did say I was going to talk about the Latin Gematria cipher real quick, which I will. And actually, I'll probably link this below. If I can find my Superstream number 61, I go into full depth on this. And I know not everybody watches every one of my videos. That's fine. However, Superstream 61, I go way deep here. I said, this is a discussion on the Latin Gematria cipher. And what it comes down to is that the reason it was called Jewish in the first place was because of the numerical structure of the cipher. So if you go to gematrix.org, which is where most people first learned about that cipher, they call it both Jewish and Hebrew as an interchangeable term. But the only reason it's listed that way is because of the numerical structure of the cipher. So I call this a denary method. Anything that's numbered 1 through 9, 10 through 90, 100 through 900. Now, this is the structure, and it's the same structure that was in Hebrew Gematria. You'll see it here, Hebrew and Greek. But there's also the standard method of Gematria, which also uses this same numeric structure. So, personally in my research, and the research of others too, is that the structure of this cipher, you can't name a cipher after the numeric structure. I suppose you could, but it makes more sense because this is the structure of the Latin alphabet. The 23-letter classical alphabet, A through Z, goes 1 through 9, 10 through 90, 100 through 500, with the more modern English characters placed at the end, J, V, and W. These were all added to the English alphabet. But, in deep searches as far as why this would be called Jewish, I came up empty. I mean, yes, Gematria is a Jewish practice, traditionally, but as far as how it pertains to this particular cipher, it just doesn't really stand to reason. So no, it's got nothing to do with the fact that I'm Jewish, because I'm not. I have a little bit of Jewish ethnicity, as that was my grandfather that I never met. But, that's the same story as other people, too, even those teaching Gematria. So what I'll do for you guys is I'll link this Superstream 61, where I talk about this cipher a little more in depth. I actually had a little presentation for it there. And, I didn't take that lightly. We had it up there for a long time with that name. And, I used to get letters from people, why are you bashing Jews with this cipher? And it just didn't make any sense. I was like, let me circle back and try and give everything the right name, the right nomenclature. So that's really all there is to it. If you'd like to find out more, once again, check the links in the description below, as you'll find links to other posts and videos I made, as well as Cody's channel, where you'll find that excellent video on Trump's golden sneakers. So with that, everyone, peace, love, God bless, and hope to talk to you next time. See ya.